have these gas cylinders here. This is a full, from the manufacturer, sealed CO2 cylinder. This one's called a 5-pound gas cylinder. This one here, same size, considered a 5-pound gas cylinder, CO2, but it does not have the factory seal on it. This one either came back from the field and the label had got taken off because we thought we might use it, or got a return from us from a customer. Now this one, it does have weight. On CO2 cylinders specifically, it does have a weight that you can measure with a scale. So in the different offices, we have these luggage scales, and you go ahead and connect it up to the cylinder, let it zero out, put the strap around the gas cylinder itself like this, so that it holds it firmly, and then hang it. And then this here gives us a measurement here. So this one here says 11.5. It's not going to be, it should be pretty close to exact on this. So these cylinders here have a tare weight. A tare weight means what the cylinder weighs when it's empty, so that you can tell the difference between what the scaled weight is and what the tare weight is. Tells you how much CO2 is actually in the cylinder. When CO2 is compressed, it turns to a liquid, so it has weight to it. This does not work on nitrogen gas. Nitrogen, when compressed in our cylinders, just remains in a gaseous state, so it has a very little weight. It'd be really hard for us to try to measure it, and it would not actually measure with this scale here. But CO2, it does work. So whether it's a 5-pound or our 10-pound or our 20-pound, which we internally call small, medium, large, we're able to actually weigh them. So this factory tank here, we'll go through, we'll zero out the weight, turn it back on. So I wait for this to zero out so that the strap is included in the weight. I'll wrap it around, I'll weigh it. So 12.3 is what it came up with here, 12.3. Now if we look at the tare weights on the cylinder, you'll have to look, but almost all cylinders will have this tare weight that says TW, so tare weight, and then this one says 7.6. Sometimes they do kilograms, which this one looks like it might be underneath the label here. So this one here says 3.4 kilograms, but we're just looking for pounds. It doesn't always say LB, but for the most part, TW and then the two numbers there will be the weight of this one. This tank here says TW 7.6 lbs, and then tare weight 3.4 kilograms. So once you do this enough, you kind of know, okay, this has 7.4 empty weight. So with that, we weighed it 12.3. So this is just a smidge under 5 pounds of CO2, and it's considered a 5-pound CO2 cylinder. So this one is full. In weighing this one came out the same. So this one's also full. This one came back from the field, it did not have the label. So that's how you know when a cylinder that comes back is full or not. And one thing too, as you're handling cylinders, you're gonna be handling a bunch of ones that are empties if we're going through and like refilling them, or they're coming back from the field. So you'll kind of start to get to know what an empty gas cylinder feels like in the 5-pound side of things. And then all of a sudden you'll grab one, you'll be like, oh, this seems really heavy compared to the other ones that I had, especially if they're both aluminum. Stainless or steel gas cylinders are gonna have a significantly greater empty weight than what an aluminum will, but you'll just look at the tare weight to be able to know what that difference is. So that's how you know the difference on it. In a empty 5-pound gas cylinder will weigh pretty much the tare weight because it's empty, it doesn't have any gas left in it. So that's how you'll be able to know what it is. And when you feel one that's heavier than what an empty gas cylinder is when you're comparing them, just grab the scale that's there at the warehouse for you, turn it on, make sure it goes to 0, and then weigh it as we showed you. So put the scale on, put the strap around it, bring it up, make sure it's secure, and then let it hang, and it'll tell you the weight on there to be able to know how much is in here. You know, if it's over 10.6, that's considered a full cylinder, so that's enough margin of error for us to be able to relabel it and mark it as a full for resale. If it's below that, then we can consider it a partial or an empty. We won't repackage it and use it for a customer, but maybe it's something that we could use internally, whether in our own draft systems or when we're testing draft systems. That's where those partial ones can come in handy. You might get a ton of partials. Don't worry about it. You know, we're not going to be able to really take that gas and use it all that often. So sometimes we just need to send it back for the refill as part of our refill program that we have with our different gas vendors. So that's how you know the difference and how you can tell whether or not a gas cylinder that doesn't have the label on it is full.